Welcome to LumenSoft video tutorials. In this tutorial, you will learn various techniques of creating sale invoices. From the Shop Activities menu, click Sale and Return. The Sale and Return screen displays. The control is by default on the product code field. Through this field, you will enter the products. There are many ways through which you can do the needful. Firstly, type the product code through the help of the keyboard and click Enter. The product is loaded in the grid below. Second method is to scan the product code through a scanner. Third method is to launch the help window. This can be done through three shortcut keys. These are F1, F5 and F6. Click in the product code field and click F1. This launches the product code help dialog. Type the name of the product. As you write the name, the list filters down. Select the respective product and click Enter to load it in the grid. Click in the product code field and click F5 from the keyboard. The same product code help dialog displays. However, the difference is that the stock column is also displaying. You can select the product the same way as already mentioned for the shortcut key F1. Click in the product code field and click F6 from the keyboard. Once again, the same product code help dialog displays. On selecting the product, the focus comes to the quantity field where you must type the quantity you want against that particular product. For example, type 3. Click Enter to load the product in the grid. The product with quantity 3 is loaded. In case you want to select multiple products, select the Hold checkbox so that the control goes back to the Code Help dialog after one product is selected. Select multiple products. When done, click Escape key to return to the Sale and Return screen. Thereon, also deselect the checkbox. If you want to delete a product in the grid, select the corresponding delete link in the grid. This deletes the product. You can also return a product by clicking the Return button. Notice that the color of the button changes to red on clicking it. Now when you select and load a product in the grid, its quantity is in negative, implying it's being returned. You can also return a product by selecting the quantity field against the product and entering the quantity as negative. Notice that by default, whenever you select a product, its quantity is 1. If you want to add further to the quantity of the product, select the quantity field and type the required quantity of the product. Click Tab to bring the focus on the grid. Now when you select a product, the quantity just specified is displayed against the product. You can also click the plus sign from the keyboard to bring the focus on the quantity field box. Change the quantity and click Tab from the keyboard to bring the focus on the product code field. Now when you select a product, the quantity just specified is displayed against it in the grid. You can also use the mouse to select the quantity column against any product and alter it accordingly. If you want to change the quantity of the last selected product, then click F9 from the keyboard to bring the focus on the quantity of the last selected product for alteration. For now, we are assuming that the default quantity for each product is 1. But in some cases, we want a different quantity for a product. For example, in case of fabric, first you will enter the quantity and then the product. For this, we can configure the system to bring the focus on quantity field on the screen the first time we launch the sale and return screen. For this, from the configuration menu, select System Configuration. Now select the Sales Purchase tab. From here, select Quantity from the Entry Sequence list . Now save the configuration. On navigating back to the Sale and Return screen, you will notice that the focus is on the quantity field by default. You will first enter the quantity. Click Tab to bring the focus on the product field. Select the product either by help window or scanning. Notice that the quantity entered is automatically 5. After loading all the products in the grid, click the Tab key from the keyboard. This will bring the focus on the cash field under the invoice area. Before receiving the cash from the customer, you can also make some adjustments. Click on the adjustment field and type the required adjustment. This is the discount given to the customer. For example, if you want to give 50 rupee discount to the customer, type minus 50 over here. This is subtracted from the gross total. The net total displays the amount to pay by the customer after subtracting the adjustment. If you want to give a discount in percentage, then click F1 to launch the adjustment dialog. Type the discount percentage in the pop-up and click Enter. The system automatically calculates the discounted amount and deducts it from the total. Now you will type the cash amount given by the customer against the purchase and click Enter. The focus will be on the Save button to save the invoice. Before saving, you can use the Print Invoice checkbox to print out the invoice as per the number of copies you want to print that is specified in the number of copies field. You can change the properties of these fields through system configuration. For example, you can specify whether you want the print invoice selected by default or not. Also, you can by default specify a number in the number of copies field. From the configuration menu, select System Configuration. Now select the Invoice tab. Here, you can deselect the Enable Print Invoice checkbox. There is also the Enable Print Preview Invoice checkbox for previewing the invoice before printing. Type the default number in the number of invoice copies field. After this, click Save to save the configuration. On returning to the Sale and Return screen, you will notice the fields configured according to the recently saved configuration. This can be also altered from the front end. Thank you for your attention. Welcome to LumenSoft video tutorials. In this tutorial, you will learn various techniques of creating sale invoices.